Hello, welcome to Physics Lab offered online. This introduction is common for both Physics 1 lab and Physics 2 lab. Now, is it possible to do a lab course online? Now, there are many lab courses that use animated labs, but I'm not very fond of those. What I want you to do is, I want you to take measurements on your own, interpret them, and be part of that lab activity. So what I will be doing is, I will be performing the labs live and videotape them. Now, I am your lab partner, but you will be taking the measurements. Now, for example, if you want to take a length measurement, now this is a 30 centimeter ruler. You can actually measure the length of this on your computer screen and work out a conversion factor. Now, what is a conversion factor? This is the actual length, 30 centimeter. Suppose when you measure it on the computer screen, you get, say, 10 centimeter. That means the conversion factor is 30 centimeter divided by 10 centimeter, that is 3. Conversion factor is 3, which means any other measurement that you do on the computer screen, if you multiply it by 3, it becomes the actual measurement. And we will actually use this to measure many distances. Alright, now as I said, I will be your lab partner and you will be taking the measurements along with me and write the lab reports. Alright, now what are the things that you need for this course? You don't need to buy a textbook, but you need to have Microsoft Office installed on your computer. Office 2007 or Office 2010. If you have the earlier version 2003, that will be fine. Now, the lab manuals that I have attached for you to use are actually made on Office 2003. So when you open it in either 2007 or 2010, you go to the menu on the left and there will be one option there, Convert. So you convert the 2003 document to either 2007 or 2010. Then only you will be able to access the equation editor and things like that. So do that first. Okay, well, most of you are more tech savvy than I am, so I don't need to explain this to you, but I'm doing this in case somebody needs help. Alright? Now, I'm going to take you to the home page of the course right.
When you log on to Canvas, the first page that opens is the dashboard that contains your courses with the semester specified. The color tiles are actually links for your courses. If you don't see your course here, you can actually access them from the courses here. Now, I want you to look at the menus that are available on the left. That is the account profile. That is the dashboard. You can access all other courses that are not seen here from the courses menu. Then you have the calendar and your mailbox in here. So let's go to courses and click on all courses. And I'm going to access the Summer A Physics 2048 lab. And that takes you to the home page of the Physics Lab course. Now, there are a number of items I would like you to look at before we start the lab work. The first item is the welcome message. Open this and read it. The second item is the introduction video, and that is what you're watching now. Then you have a video on graphing on Excel and another video on how to make a good Word document. Now, these two are very important video so that prepares you to make a good lab document so that you can make good lab reports. Now, the graphing video prepares you to construct a good graph, gives you instructions how to measure the slope, show how the slope is measured on the graph itself, how the units are entered, how the axes are labeled, how the lab is given a title, and so on. And finally, how to copy and paste the graph on the Word document. The video on Word document prepares you to construct a good Word document using diagrams, equations, symbols, and so on, so that you can construct a very good lab report using all these. So the final product of your lab report will be actually a professional looking document with all these. So watch these videos before you start your work. Now, once you have watched these videos, you must come to item number 4 and look at the schedule and the syllabus. So click on it, and when it opens, it gives you the complete schedule for all the labs, the deadlines, and when each of the lab is due. The syllabus can be accessed by clicking on the syllabus link and read it completely and make sure that you understand all the requirements. Look at the requirements for the student, attendance policy, grading procedure, the textbook requirements, and of course, finally, the schedule, which you already have seen in the syllabus and schedule page. Very well. Let's go back to the home page of the course. Once you have read the syllabus, watched the introduction video, it is time to do a posting on the discussion board. So go to discussions, and there are already a couple of discussions open there. Attendance verification. Click on attendance verification and make a posting there confirming that you have read the syllabus, you have watched the introduction video, and you are now ready for the course. All right, let's go back to the home page again. So we have done many of the preliminary items you're supposed to take note of. And also, I have said earlier that you need Microsoft Office, some version on your computer. If you don't have a version of Microsoft Office, click on this link and use your portal username and password and come over here on the home page. If you click here, you can download Office 365. So you are now actually prepared for the course. As I said earlier, you have a good 30 centimeters ruler. You have some device that you can use to measure distances on the computer screen. You also need a stop clock. Now, most of you have smartphones. Well, I'm an exception. I don't have. But a smartphone works as a stop clock. If you don't have one, you can actually download a stop clock online, Googling stop clock, and you can keep it on your desktop to use it whenever you want. Anytime you have a question on technology or any other aspect of the course, you can access the student information station here. All right, let's now take a look at the class schedules. And as you can see, the lab schedule consists of all the required labs for the semester and a lab final. The deadlines are given here. When you want to do lab 1, click on lab 1. There are 2 items in the lab 1 page. Similarly for all labs. The first item is the lab manual. So click on it and open it. Now what you notice here is that for the first 3 or 4 labs, I have given you spaces to complete. So go through the instructions and complete the work in the space provided. All right. And this is where you need to have equations, symbols, and all that in order to make this document in order that you make a good Word document. Well, once the document is complete, you save it on your computer. Now, there is one thing I would like to tell you here. If you read some of this, you say, what is the shape of the graph of y equal to 10t plus t? Sketch a graph of this. Now, there is a difference between sketching a graph and drawing a graph. I'm not asking you here to draw a graph. I'm simply asking you to sketch a graph. What all it means is draw the axis, label the axis, and then simply show me how the shape of the graph is. So a sketch is simply a diagram, and you don't need points to do a sketch. I hope you understand what I mean by a sketch. I have asked you to sketch a graph here also. All right, and once your work is complete, save it on your computer and come back here. There will be a button here that will allow you to submit your work. So click on submit, browse your computer, select the file you have saved, upload it, and then submit. That is how you submit all the lab work. All right, let's go back to the lab schedule. So you have 8 labs that are required for this semester. You may find more labs in the course, but they are not required and they will not be graded for this semester. So you got labs 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, 10, and 13. And as I said before, up to lab 4, you need only complete the worksheet that I gave you. From lab 6, you are required to write proper lab report. And what the components of the lab reports are, I have explained in lab 6. So listen to that carefully and write neat and good lab reports and submit them for 6, 8, 10, and 13. Once you have completed this, you come to the lab final. Now, lab final does not require a formal lab report. What all you need to do is complete all the answers, giving all the steps. Now, if I ask a question to solve a problem, for example, the answer alone is not enough. I want to see the complete steps and explanations for each step. So when it is time for lab final, click on it. And you can see there is nothing given here. Your final questions and lab video will be uploaded 24 hours prior to the deadline. All right. Well, that's about the lab. I hope you enjoyed this course, and I wish you all the best.